understand their religion. And I don't think the father must understand it, because then if he understood it, he would not be worshiping Jesus, he would be worshiping Mary. It says, the Catholic Church is based on the assumption of Mary, not of Jesus. It is Mary who had the Immaculate Conception. Her mother had her by a virgin birth. The teaching is Holy Mary, Mother of God. Blessed is the fruit, your womb, that gives the birth to Jesus. What happened is that they stopped worshiping goddess Isis, the Herculean worship of Isis. And masculine Europe could not deal with a feminine deity. And that's why they went to celibacy. So the father needs to go back home and say, I know, I said Holy Mother because I came from a hole. So it's holy, my holy mother. And I got to talk plain. You got no doubt, you need no college word for me. You cannot, if you lay with the dogs, you come up with the thieves.
As far as Father Starling is concerned, I think the best thing he could do is to get out of the Catholic Church altogether. This whole thing is a racket. They call these fellas fathers. If they actually become fathers, they lose their job.
Peace and more power to you, our beloved elders, and may you live to have many, many, many more years so we can share with you together. Our first question is to...
Your question.
Our question is to Brother Dr. Clarke. Watching you on Channel 32, you made a comment that the African did not understand the man of the European then and still doesn't do now. What do you think is the fundamental flaw in the conceptualization of African people of the European personality that has contributed to our decline, that we always are crazy enough to go to bed with a snake knowing that we're going to be beaten, or not knowing that we're going to be beaten to our death?
The main misconception about the European, the main misconception between the European and the African is the African assumes that the European has humanity, that he has a soul. He assumes the European is human, and he's not.
My question was basically Dr. Johnson and Dr. Clarke is that, one, do you believe that the Nguzo Saba, Kwanzaa, an alternative holiday as with principles by Dr. Malana Karenga, is a moral minimum that black people need to rest and reconstruct their lives? Also, do you think that Kawi the theory has contributed to the Afrocentric African-American thought?
Well, if you're talking about Karenga, I don't think he ever talked anything but a lot of nonsense.
Why is that?
Well, that's not an African festival. They brought that up as a African substitute for Christmas. And that's not what it is. So I prefer not to discuss it.
Dr. Clarke?
I think Mr. Karinga is a good actor, good performer. He's done a whole lot of things out there that give you the illusion that he's a nationalist. But it is an illusion. I think he is a user of our people in essence of fake.
Next question, please.
This is
It's unique that the question only went to Dr. Clarke and Brother Jackson. I am aware why the question didn't come to me. And I wouldn't join in since the question didn't come to me. But I would say in general, they always, my mother and my father and my folks always said to me, the first respect you have is your elders. They do not have to read and write and carry letters to their names. The mere fact that they preceded you, they have a knowledge which you will never have. And that the day you do not respect them, you got hell on your hands. If you insult the elders, always remember that your father got one trick at least up his sleeve you don't have. I'm going to end by saying this. My father, in trying to put it straight, said, son, I can go with any woman you have. I can get any woman you have. Because I was being fresh. And I said, Daddy, you out of style. I will ring around you. And Daddy said, let's make it short. I had your mother. You know, I couldn't have my grandmother. So Daddy had the last blow. And that's what happened today. When you disrespect your elders, the elders will come back someday to get you.
Good evening. I'd like to direct my question to Dr. Ben. Could you explain the origins of Freemasonry connected with Judaism and its African origins?
The origin of Freemasonry. Number one, it is called by the West the mystery system. There's nothing mysterious about it. The persons were certain priests in the mysteries, in the let's call it, in the craft of Amun-Ra. And those men were given the responsibility as stone builders, otherwise called masons. Those stone builders had the responsibility of keeping the cornerstone, to keep in line the building of temples, pyramids, etc. Because of that responsibility, they were free to do a lot of things. They had certain tablets. The West, like many things, the British came in and stole the 22 tablets, which they carried off to Scotland and held there. The 22 was considered the first 22 within a system, and that's the only thing that they have. So the other 11, that is called today York Rites, with all kind of changes to suit England. Those 22 is the only valid thing that they have. The other 11 called the 33 are equitable rights, are political. You kiss the grandmaster, the right place, and you get some of those. And it stops there. In other words, what I'm saying to you, some of a little of the stone thing, you will need to go to Egypt, and particularly if you go to, again, the Grand Land of Luxor.